Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I've got a yoga for shoulder mobility. So this is going to really relieve the shoulder and the neck area, just leaving a little bit more space in there. So this is particularly good if you lift weights or if you go to the gym, as quite often we neglect the stretching part of our workouts. So this is just going to help loosen it all up and hopefully leave you feeling a little bit more lighter and less pain the next day. So we're going to get started. You can sit cross-legged or you can sit kneeling, it's up to you. We're just going to do some neck rolls. So we're just going to roll our neck to the back and round to the left. And then round the back and to the right. We'll just repeat this action. And then we'll drop the head forward. So sinking it down towards the knees, maybe just hang here for a second, loosen it up, it feels a bit tender, and then roll it round to the left. And then roll it round to the right. As you arrive there, just opening up through the left side of the neck. And we'll just go once more to the left. And once more to the right. And then back to centre. Maybe again just hanging it down, just feeling it really open up. This can actually be a lot more strenuous than it looks, especially if it's early in the morning. And then we'll just tilt the head back and just feeling the throat space open here. Maybe open in the jaw. And then coming back through centre. So now we're going to lift up the right hand up nice and high, sweep it over towards the left ear, and then we're just going to pull the head down towards the right shoulder, but you want to be pushing a little bit against your hand just to use this compression action. And then releasing over, so then bringing the left arm over to the right ear and then pulling the head down towards the left shoulder, keeping the shoulders pulling down away from the ears at all times. It's just going to deepen the stretch. Coming back through centre. Just going to draw the arms around the back as if we're going into a cat position, and just feel the upper body opening here as you do so. And then draw the elbows back down, almost cactusing the arms towards the back of the mat. And then we'll allow them to release towards the behind you, roll the shoulders down through the spine, and then again maybe opening up the throat area. Coming back through centre. Maybe just shake the arms a little, and then we're going to come to a child's pose. So we're coming to a wide legs child's pose, and we're going to do a variation with our arms just to open up the space a little bit deeper. So as we melt our heart down towards the mat, we're going to keep our elbows on the mat and bring them above over our head into our Namaste Mudra. So just really feeling the heart melt towards the mat. If this is too strenuous for the start of the practice, you can put a block or a cushion underneath your forehead just to raise it up a little bit, and then over time you can melt yourself deeper. And then slowly release. We'll just bring the hands out in front just for a normal child's pose. And then we'll come onto our hands and knees. So in our hands and knees, we're going to lift our left hand to our ear, so you can have it just behind your head. And we're going to bring the elbow to tap where the hand would be as if you were in hands and knees. So we're bringing the elbow nice and down low. And then as we open, we're cactusing that arm up, opening the heart up to the sky. We'll do this 4 more times. So elbow comes down and then open up that space. And then it comes down and up and down 2 more times, I think, and up, and 1 more time, down and up. And then we'll just release that hand. We'll just work through some cat-cows just to neutral out the spine before we get to the other side. So dip the belly down to the mat and the heart up to the sky. I want you to really roll the shoulders back down the spine. Feel your shoulders pulling away from the ears, and this is going to create more space in between the shoulder blades. And then round the belly, so sucking up the belly button all the way up to the spine, pushing firmly through the hands here. So pushing the shoulders all the way up to the sky. Chin tucks to the chest. And we'll go again, maybe making the movement a little bit more fluid. And then rolling back to cat. And then come to neutral. So now we'll repeat the same on the other side. So the right hand is coming to behind the head. And then we're dipping it down to where the hand would be in hands and knees. And then we're opening it up. And down to the mat. And open. And down to the mat. And open. 2 more times. Down to the mat, last time. Open up into your deepest expression. And then release the hand, and then we'll just come through 1 cat-cow. So rolling the shoulders, dipping the belly towards the mat, chin and tailbone up to the sky. And then draw that belly button all the way up to the spine, tucking the chin to the chest. And then we'll come to neutral. So now we're going to thread the needle, so we'll start on the left side, so lift the left hand up nice and high. And then we're going to thread it underneath the right hand. So it's coming all the way down, so your left ear is now coming to the mat, but we're not going to lift up the right hand, we're going to keep it down, as this is going to create more space in the back and in the shoulder area, which is obviously what we are focusing on today. So trying to gaze up to the sky or the ceiling if you can. And then coming back through centre. Give that arm a shake out maybe. And then we'll lift the right hand up nice and high and thread it underneath the left until our right ear finds the mat, keeping the left hand in contact with the mat, gazing up towards the sky, really feeling into those shoulder blades here. Slowly coming back through centre. We're just going to come to kneel, so sit the hips to find the heels. And then we're just going to bring the hands behind the back, so interlacing the hands, drawing them all the way down to the mat as we open the heart up to the sky, and just feel the shoulder blades really drawing together here. Maybe dropping that head back, opening up through the throat area. Then as we release, we're going to round the back, pushing the shoulder blades towards the back of the mat and the arms towards the front. And then we'll open up to cactus arms here. Then we're going to pull the left arm across the body, bring the right arm to pull it in, and just feel through the left shoulder area. And then unravel, and then just bring the right hand across, pulling through the right shoulder with the left hand. And then open up, and then we'll just clasp them behind the back one last time, pulling the shoulder blades together, opening up through the heart space. And then release them. We'll bring the hands to the mat, tuck the toes under. We're going to find a downward facing dog. In our downward facing dog today, though, I want you to keep the knees bent. So we want to have the focus on pushing the heart, melting the heart deep down towards the mat, rather than the legs to be straight. So we want to see the ribs almost coming right towards the knees here. And this is just going to create more space through the upper body. Maybe choosing to bend one knee and then the other, but really pushing that heart, melting the heart towards the mat. Then we'll all lower the knees to the outside edges of the mat. So we're coming into a wide leg forward fold, wide leg child's pose, sorry, just for one breath. And then we're going to lift the hips up, keep the legs exactly where they are, just walk the fingertips forward. And then we're going to come into Anahata, melting heart pose. So bring the heart all the way down to the mat. Maybe the forehead comes to the mat, or maybe even the chin if you're a little bit more mobile. So really pushing the tailbone high up to the sky, feeling that nice deep bend in the back. Then slowly releasing back to hands and knees. And then we're just going to come to a kneeling pose here. And then we're going to see if we can bind our hands. So I can't actually do this pose, so I'm going to show you the modification. So you lift the right hand up, and then we get the left hand and pull the right hand right down between the shoulder blades. And then maybe you wrap your left hand around, catch your fingers and interlace to find the bind. But no worries if not. It's not accessible to everyone, just choosing your option today. So whatever variation you've chosen, we want the heart to be pushing up towards the sky, so almost creating a little bit of a back bend here. It's just going to open up the shoulder blades a little bit deeper. And then just switching over, so then the left hand comes behind, so pushing it right down in between the shoulder blades, and then maybe catching the right hand with the left fingertips, or maybe not, taking this modification if needed. But again, pushing that heart forward, creating more space in the upper body. And then release. Maybe just give the arms a little shake out if you need it, and then we'll come back to hands and knees. So we're going to push up to downward facing dog again. Again, finding that variation with the heart sinking right towards the knees, really opening up that heart space. Then we're just going to step the right foot to the outside edge of the right hand. So we're coming into our lizard here. So we'll lower the left knee. We can just start to rock backwards and forwards just to make more space for the next movement we're about to do. So if you can, we're going to see if we can create a bind here. So we're going to sweep our left hand underneath our right leg. You might need to shift the hips back here for balance. And then we're going to sweep the left hand around and see if we can catch our hands together. So in a lizard bind here. So then you can start to sink the hips forward, maybe if you have the space and the balance to do so. But if not, being upright is absolutely fine, because we are focusing on the shoulder area rather than the hip mobility. So opening up that heart towards the left side. Then we're going to release the hands so that on the inside of the right foot. We're going to tuck the back toes under, lift that left knee off the floor. And we're going to come to side angle pose here. So in our side angle, we're going to flip that. We want to be on the knife side edge of the left foot, and then sweep up that left hand all the way up to the sky, pushing the right elbow against the right knee. If this isn't accessible, you can bring it onto the knee. Just opening up that heart space, and then maybe coming to the bind here. So if you're coming to the bind, we're hooking that right hand underneath the right leg, sweeping the left hand behind. Again, creating that bind with the hands, so interlacing the fingers or catching the wrist. And then again, drawing that heart space open, feeling a deep opening through the shoulder blades. And then slowly release. When you are ready, we'll just frame that front foot, and then we'll step back to downward facing dog. And we'll just repeat that on the other side. So this time the left foot is coming to the outside of the left hand. Again, maybe just feeling into your lizard posture, rocking side to side, opening up through the hips. Then we'll sweep that left hand under, maybe shifting the hips back for balance, and then wrap the right hand all the way around until you catch your fingers or maybe your wrist. And then open up the heart space towards the right side of the mat this time. Maybe sinking the hips further down, but they can be up like this, it's absolutely fine. Then we'll transition into our side lunge pose, so tucking the back toes under, lifting up to our low lunge lizard, and then we'll sweep that left hand underneath, and then maybe wrapping it. Also, you can use a belt or anything to make the distance available for you, and then open up nice and deeply through the heart space. And then slowly releasing the hands back down to the mat. And then we'll just sweep that left foot to meet the right in our tabletop. We'll just come to one more cat-cow, so rolling the shoulders down the back, lifting the tailbone and the heart up to the sky. And then tuck the chin to the chest into cat. And then we're just going to sink the hips down and finish off in a child's pose. So letting the hands go forward and the forehead finds the mat beneath you. So just taking our final relaxation as a child's pose today. So just making yourself comfortable. So feel free to stay here longer. If not, I'm going to close the practice, or feel free to take a shavasana. If you're finishing with me, then we're just going to push ourselves up slowly to a seated position, so kneeling or cross-legged, it's up to you. And we'll just take one last releasing breath all together. So we'll inhale the hands up to the sky, and exhale through heart center. Namaste. Thank you everyone for flowing with me again. Hopefully you enjoyed this shoulder mobility flow. As always, I'm very open to requests, so if you have any requests of videos that you would like to see on my YouTube channel, then please let me know. Also, if you don't already, then I'd love it if you could click subscribe, and then you'll always be notified of when my flows get uploaded onto YouTube. So have a lovely day everyone, and I'll see you guys on the mat very soon. Bye.